The fourth switch, oh, that's nice. That's real nice. Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to make your own power box, or how I made mine anyway. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I have a USB charger, two post stations, get more into that, the USB, the voltmeter, the cigarette one, and the big thing to this is what I wanted was a bunch of lights. So you're going to get 12 LEDs, turning on zones as you want. I'll show you how to do it. Check out this video, ask questions, and I'm going to get ready to go ice fishing. Alright guys, let's get started. This is going to be my power box, and what I got here is I have a bunch of LED lights. I have my fuse box. I'm going to have to pick up some fuses. This is about the only thing I think I'm missing. My hot, my ground, my charger station's going to have the voltmeter, the USBs, the cigarette lighter. My posts, one's going to be for running my lights, one's going to be running for my underwater camera. A bunch of connectors, and I have different color LED switches that'll light up, blue, red, various things. And I have my tactical ammo box I got from Harbor Freight. You can find a deal on them for about $8. So what I'm going to do is make my power box, get my layout going, and the way I sit, this will be on my left, so I'm going to guess I'll be looking at this side right here. This will face the front of the ice house, this will be the back. So what I'm probably going to do is I'll have somewhere like that. I'll have a post up front here for my underwater camera, one in the back for my lights. I'll have some various switches going on. And I'm going to put LEDs around the box with a switch to run it'll be a big flashlight box at the end of the night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a few of these things laid out, and at the very end of this video, I'll give a complete parts breakdown and all the tools I used. So it'll be a quick reference guide if you guys just want to skip to the end of the video too, and kind of like what all did you use. So I'll get that posted, I'm going to lay out some things, and I'll take some video as I go. Okay, this particular box comes with a lid. I'm just going to take this portion of the lid off. You can haul it out underneath. You can keep it, cover up your components when you're traveling to keep them free from ice. But basically everything's going to sit in here nice and flush, so you can still stack something on there. I have my front end. This will be the front of where my underwater camera will get clipped into. I got the holes drilled. I got 1/4-inch holes. And next I'll get this one laid in. I got to take it apart and screw it in. And from here, after I get it screwed in, I'm going to take a look how I want to lay my other components. I have ideas. I'm going to leave one corner open somewhere for the future, but what I want to do is probably set my phone charger USBs in the back and have my voltmeter up front, or I'm looking at this side, so I'll probably put it in there somewhere. So I'm going to lay those out, and I will get the appropriate size hole and go from there. It's got the pilot guide on it. I'm just going to start drilling. Make a mess. Okay, got all our holes. So the voltmeter is going to go that way. And something I'll probably never use, a cigarette lighter, will also go there. Let me get those tightened up, and then next I'm going to lay out my switches. One thing I should add, there's going to be a little leftover plastic. I'm just going to clean these up with a razor, get them all smoothed out, and I'll get those, I'll get these cinched in. They just have a locking ring that goes on the back. So I'll get that cleaned up and we'll go from there. Okay guys, next I'm going to put in my flip switches. I have a 6 fuse box that's going to go on the underside here. We'll get to that later. But basically, I have a red switch here. That's going to be my main power switch. It'll run my LED voltmeter, the 12 volts, and this. And basically, if I turn the box on and I just want to charge, that's going to be my rocker switch. It'll be the main switch for the box too. And to me, that just needs to be red. The next one is going to be green. That'll run this post. My underwater camera takes a lot of green footage. Just figured it'd be green. The back one will be for my Otter LED lights in the ice house. That'll be blue. And I have 2 more that are going to be orange. Since I have 6 spots, I'm going to use, it's not orange, I'm going to use these. That's going to be for, I'm going to put LEDs throughout the box on the sides. And we'll see how many I control. The first one might just be like a flashlight in the front, and the second one will turn all the other ones on for an all-around LED experience. And I'm going to save one slot yet. I probably won't even drill it in yet. I have a bunch of switches left over, all different colors. But since there's 6, I might do an upgrade to the box. We'll get to that later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch in 5 3/4 inch holes, and I'll get these, they'll just push in place, but I'll get the holes drilled real quick. Okay, first hole is drilled. My little red rocker switch. It should fit pretty snug. Get that in there. Very snug fit. They have little flanges. See on the side here. Autofocus. That will let you push those in that 3/4 inch hole. Let's check out the other side here real quick. So everything is looking nice and snug. We'll keep going. Okay, here we have the top. Again, my post, voltmeter, car charger basically. My switches are all installed, USB, etc. And we'll take a look at the other side here. Everything on that is ready to wire. Before I do that, I'm going to install my LEDs, and I have a bunch. I have a bunch of these. Basically what I'm going to do is I have a 1/2 inch drill bit, and I'm going to poke holes all over on the side. And like I said, the front end will probably be more like a flashlight for one switch, and the other switch will turn the rest of the box, and I will circle the box so it's like a big glow up. You can see everywhere. When I load up, I like to have a lot of light. So I'm going to punch a couple holes and get those installed. Okay guys, LED lights. You see I kind of went overboard, but not really, because I like a lot of light when I pack up in the dark. I have lights all the way around in the back here. And basically one side, like these 2 sides are going to be on one pole, and the front and back will be on another. Here's the inside. It won't be too bad of a wire mess. Next part, I'm going to put in my little fuse box breaker thing. I got a perfect spot right here for it. And what you can do one of 2 things. It's got 4 holes to drill through. You can either do that, 2-sided Velcro type stuff. I'm just going to put a little epoxy on there. I don't feel I'll need to unscrew it, because basically I don't want to drill through this spot and have, because those 4 spots, what you can do is you can lay out your pattern, you can drill through, and you can set nuts and bolts through there. I'm not going to do it. I have some epoxy on hand, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to epoxy on the back side. If I ever need to take it off, I can just take a putty knife and pop it right off. But it should hold. I can always change my mind later. Perfect spot for it. I'm going to pick up some fuses, and I will start wiring this. Okay, you guys can see I have my fuse box epoxied in. Again, here's the top. I have 12 LEDs all around. And what I'm going to do first is I am going to hook up all my negatives. And I have blue terminal. What I forgot the ring style. And the ring style are going to go on like these posts and this part here. So in the meantime, I'm just going to loosely wire. I'm just going to strip some wire, wrap around, and I will get some ring terminals. I completely forgot. I got the other style. So I'm going to get started on cutting some of the black wire for all my negatives. Okay, and I don't know if you can see on here. They have different color posts. These have 2 silver and like a copper colored. The first one's going to be your hot in, second one your hot out, and then your copper color is going to be your ground. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start wiring all these together, and they're going to end up, along with all these, connected and go to basically my battery. So I'll get working on some of the wire and I'll catch back up again. I am still doing the negatives. Just kind of show you where I'm at. I'm just jumpering each one. Taking these. I could be a little bit more even in my wires, but honestly I don't care. That's up to you. Twist these together. Add a clamp. Get it on there. Open my squeezers. Squeeze that down. Go to the next jump. I'm over here. So what I'm doing is I'm also got to do my next jump before I get going. So I'm going to go from here to here again. So what I'm going to do there is, what I'm going to do, like I said, I don't have the ring posts yet. I'll do those later. I'm going to make this jump go down under here, and I'm going to take another bare wire for now. Like I said, this will get fixed in the future, probably part 2. I got another thing to add probably. And I'll go from here to here, and then I'll jump inside my box where I'll start putting the negative wires together from the LED lights. So after I jump that, we will get going a little bit farther along in the process. I don't want to make this video too long for you guys. Okay, here's where it's going to get a little bit tricky. These LED lights, the wires for them are extremely thin. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to jumper the 2 closest here off of this and put another connector. It's probably just going to be free hanging because I don't have any other small enough connectors. So I'm going to loop it in with that, and I'll end up jumping each section of the box to another jumper, so they'll each have their own chain. That's the only way I can see doing these small wires. I'm not an electrician. I don't have a bunch of spare parts. I'm trying to do this as simple as possible. So we're going to give that a go, and we'll give it a test run. The lights should be just fine. And I'll have to have a jumper out, which I'll just make a short one here. Maybe a little bit longer. Have some room in the box. And this extra wire will also kind of beef up that small connection. So okay. Yeah, those wires are just really small and frail. I suppose that's what you get for getting a 12-pack for super duper cheap. Okay, well, those are in one spot. Stay in there. You can do it. Stay in there. Okay. So now basically I'm running jumpers, and I'm going to do that to each section of these LEDs. And I wish these LEDs had just a little bit more wire than they do. There is just nothing there to grab onto. But that's okay. It doesn't take much to run these LEDs. So the next jumper will be to these 4, to these 4, to those 2, and then to the battery. I'll get a little bit more of this done. Okay, I'm coming down to my last couple of LED lights here. And this honestly is going to be your worst part, is doing these small wires. And like I said, I have 12. You may not want to do that many, but we'll see how it looks when it's all done. So I'm just daisy chaining these for the simple fact that I can pinpoint a failure better, and I don't have to wrap so many together. And these are the connections I have. I don't have spare parts. I don't feel like running to the store again. I had to stop and get fuses earlier. Put a terminal on here. Push that in real tight to hold it. We'll give it a cramp. Okay. That is a mess. I have one crimp left to do. And I already have my battery inside the box, so I'm going to slide this on the battery terminal. And that's my negatives. And in theory, let's see here, I should be able to touch one of these positives to the positive, and that is my LED lights. all my negatives are correct. So that's just one of the 12. Where are we at? So next is going to be getting the correct order for the layout, how I want my rocker switches to go. And that one we'll start on next. Okay, my first run is going to be off my battery in here. And the way I'm going to secure my battery is sliding right now. I'm just going to do a double-sided sticky Velcro, and I'll anchor it to the bottom that way, I think, keep it from sliding around. But basically I'm going to run that over to my power switch. And as you remember on the top, that's going to be my first one and going to be in red. So when that flips, that'll run the power switch. And then also when I turn the power switch, it's going to turn on the power block and my voltmeter and my chargers. So I'll do one from the battery to the power switch, and then I will daisy chain the power switch off to those 1, 2, 3, 4 components. Because basically if I want to use them, I'm just going to use the power, and then the other tether switches are going to also go to this fuse box. So let me get started on that portion. Okay, what we got going on here is this is my USB charger over to the main power switch coming off the battery, and then it's jumped over to the voltmeter, and I'm going to jump it over to the cigarette lighter charger over to the power box. So all of that's going to come on the same time I hit the power switch. So let me make another jumper here. Okay guys, what we got here, we have the hot coming off the battery into the main power switch, doing the USB charger, the car charger, the voltmeter to the power box, or the fuse box, I'm sorry. And what I have now is a lead coming off number 3. It's coming over to switch 4 to operate lights. So let's get to the other side. And you can see there, my voltmeter is on, and power button number 1 is on. So if we switch on switch number 4, and hook our, you can see, when I touch to the out, we get light. So I'm going to finish up wiring my lights. That's going to be the biggest mess. And I can see my epoxy already didn't work. I'm going to end up, I'll run some screws through there. Like I said, I haven't Velcroed down my battery yet. Those are minor things. Let's just get this wired. So let me run some lights together and we will see how this goes here real quick. And we'll go from there. Okay, let's take another look at what I did here. So I have, this is going to go, my third fuse switch that goes over to there. Comes to the in, the out goes to these 2 lights, and then I daisy chain them over to the positives on these 2 lights. So at this point, if we push the power button on, we should get this will work, and this will work. This isn't hooked up yet, this isn't hooked up yet, this is for lights. And here we got those 2 LEDs on, and these 2 LEDs on. So let's get working on the other side. Okay, next step, this is probably easier since my epoxy did not work. I'm going to go into slot 4 on this block. And it really doesn't matter what you call where. You just have to remember what dip switch they're connected to. And this is going to go to the in of the last switch. I need to have one come out, jumper out, to find these little red positives for the other lights. I don't know how well in view this is going to be. Okay, so these are so tiny. I'm going to basically jumper off of this into a set of 4 for this side, and jumper off into a set of 4 for this side, just for the fact that there's so many wires it's all going to get bundled up. And like I said, when this is secure, this will really never need to open, because I'll show you why at the very end. This is really the worst part. All those LED lights have to be, the wires are so small, but they are, I have it going into the switch, coming back on when it's off, etc. That's kind of a nightmare. Not terrible, but it's a nightmare enough. And I have my main power on. Let's just grab the camera. Main power on. This is for the underwater camera up here, not hooked up yet. This is going to be for my ice house lights, not hooked up yet. This is the ends. We got LEDs. And we got LEDs. This is for the sides. We got 4 there. And 4 there. So let's get the other part, and I will show you also how this is going to get charged. It doesn't matter. One of these is going to end up getting wired to here, and one to the other, and one is going to, let's see here, the green one is going to end up going to the underwater camera, and the blue one is going to go to the, this is the blue switch, going to go to the otter lights. So I'm going to let me finish wiring those in, and I'll show you the complete box. This is my underwater camera terminal. I have alligator clips hooked up to, oh look at that, it's my wall charger. So in order to charge a battery without turning it or bringing it out, turn it on. That's going to turn the voltmeter, and then I need to turn that station on, which is the green button. And I just plugged it in. It's already gone to 12.4 to 12.5. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. And then this is going to be for the otter lights. They're not hooked up, obviously. I'm assuming this works. It's going to work the same way as that. I'll just plug those in, or clamp those on the top terminals. Got the side lights, or the end lights, and we got the side lights. Let's go turn the lights off and see what it looks like then. Completely dark. So imagine you're in the ice house. Switch 1, we have the voltmeter going over here. And I still turn on the underwater camera, would be my green light. Actually got it plugged into the wall still, and it's charging. And then let's go back to the first light. First light, we got, you're not going to be able to see. First light turns on basically the chargers. Here's USB, looks like it's wanting to come on. There's a USB charger. So we got the chargers, we got the voltmeter, we got the main system power. Second switch, that's going to be my underwater camera or my charging station, which I have hooked to the wall. Second switch, the blue one, is going to be for my otter ice house lights. That's going to alligator clamp on. The fourth switch, oh that's nice. That's real nice. Those are my 2 LED lights on each end. I'm digging this. That gets me excited. And then the fourth switch, we have the other lights. Or, I mean, you can do either or. See, my light bulb is burned out already on my switch. That's just fine, I don't care. And check out all these. So it is, I mean, it's completely dark in my garage, my shop. And it is, tell you what man, it's pretty well lit up. Off of just this one little box. 12 LEDs, it's a dual USB charging station. Ready to go. It's got my alligator posts, clamps, however you want to do it, for my otter lights. It's got the cigarette lighter. I don't know if you can see in there. Pretty dark. And it's got my voltmeter. Now it stopped charging obviously because the rest of the system was on. And I'll show you what you got left for volts. Which is nice too, because my wall mount charger does not have a gauge, so it'll tell me when it's full. But other than that, tell me what you guys think. Obviously, it's not, I'm not an electrician. I'll button this up a little bit. I have a few more little odds and ends, and I might do one more add-on video. So stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think. If you say in the comments you're not an electrician, I'm just going to say, yeah, I told you so. Thanks for watching, and see you guys on the ice going tomorrow.